Niggas wanna murder Brassy. Boulevard, Mar-a-Lago, and a Maserati. Booby, black gunner, and men is still a catch a patty. And if you some out my back.
Yeah, I was like, girl, like, ooh, rudeness. Okay, rudeness. Like, anyway, so I sit or whatever, y'all, and I'm just like, what in the world? So, like, it was like three separate offices or whatever, like, but they're all linked together, but I was in the first one. So the guidance counselor, y'all, and it's like, come back here and sit right here. And where the guidance counselor office was right by the principal, right by the principal's office, y'all, right by the principal's office, right? And so so like the principal, I'm gonna say his name because he had me messed up. Like, shots fired. I still want my ones with you. Nah, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I would have ones. I would have smoked, cause I would have smoked. Anyways, but anyway, so the principal was Mr. Brown or whatever, a redhead, a big tall white guy or whatever. And he got his door open and he's talking to someone or whatever. So, I'm outside of the counselor's office, but like I said, he has his door open and it's across from me or whatever. And he was like, he peeked out or whatever. And he was like, "You're Latasha?" And I'm like, "Yes." And he was like, okay. He's like, "Just sit tight." So he kind of cracks his door, like close it just a little bit. And so whoever he's talking to or whatever, he's like, "Look at this," and then "Look at this." He's like, "Now tell me that's not cold busted." Y'all, for some reason, when he said that, I started thinking about the letter I wrote that I gave to Mr. McCutcheon. Oh, y'all. And then and then the prompt that he had us write. And it's like, when he was discussing it with the person was like, "Oh yeah, that's most definitely who did that. That's who." And I'm like, oh snap. Like, I'm finna get in trouble. I'm finna get in trouble. So y'all, child, I start to praying. Cause it's like, bro, I just told Rita Grace that, like, oh, and y'all, I forgot to say, like, when we was in the car or whatever, she did tell me, she was like, "Tasha, if I find out that you really wrote this letter, I'm gonna be upset and I'm gonna whoop your ass." Like, and I was telling her, no, I forgot she said that, y'all. And I'm like, "No, I didn't. Y'all, so fast forward back, y'all. So I'm like, yo, she is fit to beat my ass. Like, no, sir, please. Like, please don't tell me that they figured out it was me. Please don't tell me that they finna come and tell me that this is me, y'all." So I'm sitting there, y'all. They had me sitting there this whole time, y'all. In the back of my head, I pray, "Lord, please don't let them know that is me who wrote this letter, who wrote this note or whatever. Please don't let." Oh my God, y'all. Oh my God. Anyway, so, like, after a while, like, y'all, I was sitting there for a very long time. So finally, the counselor comes in, and she got the resource officer that works there. Shout out to the resource officer. Y'all gonna see why. Officer York, that's his real name. He was a real one on you, girl. He looked out for me. Anyway, I'm gonna tell y'all the story. So the guidance counselor come with Officer York, but the guidance counselor leaves or whatever. I think she had a lot going on that day. Like, she couldn't really deal. So Officer York was like, he said, he called me into his office or whatever, and he was like, "Why would you do something like this?" And y'all, I ain't gonna lie, I denied it because I ain't did nothing. You ain't got no proof that you ain't got no proof that I did that. Prove it to me. Prove it until say I'm innocent until proven guilty. Where your proof? Like, even though I just basically heard the principal say, like, "Come on, like, cold busted, that's me," or whatever, but I wouldn't give a damn. I ain't admit nothing. Like, I ain't did that. Y'all, I don't know. I ain't do it. or whatever. So he was like, Tasha, he was like, that was most definitely you. And it's like, what would make you write a note like that? That was so vulgar. And so he was like, you're a pretty young lady. What would make you write those words? And I'm like, I didn't write those words. Like, I just found the note. Y'all really trying to sell it. And he was like, he was like, I'm trying to help you. He was like, but I can't help you if you're going to lie to me. So I just started getting quiet, because it's like, bruh, like, because it was like how he said it and how he was looking at me. Like, I could tell it was sincere, but I was still scared. I was scared. I ain't gonna lie. I wasn't even worried about the school. I was worried about my mama. Y'all know, I'm telling y'all, I don't know why I was playing with Rita Grace like this, but I did, y'all. You wouldn't think, you like, Tasha, are you sure you were scared? Yes, I was, y'all. Yes, I absolutely was scared. And I don't know why I would play with my mama like this. Anyway, so he was like, if you tell me like what made you do it and what happened, he was like, it could go easier for you. He was like, I can fight for you, like, so they won't, kick you out of school. And so when he said kick me out of school, I said, why they gonna kick me out of school? But again, I never I never admitted to doing it or whatever. He was like, you can't go around writing notes to teachers like this. He was like, you're getting ready to look at expulsion. He was like, this is a serious matter. He's like, this is not something that you can say sorry for and then go back to class. And y'all, that resonated with me so much throughout my whole, like, for real. Like, he was like, you can't say sorry and fix this. He was like, this is a big deal. Like that, right? So then, oh my God, the box head, Principal Brown, oh my God, y'all. He come in, he was like, why would you, no. First, he was like, he put the note that I claim I found and the prompt that I wrote. He was like, is that your handwriting? And y'all, oh my God, y'all, for some reason, when I would write, I would write slanted. Like, you know how you go left to right? For some reason, I would stop, like, before I get to the end of the line, and I would just like, it looked like a funny looking poem, like going down. I don't know why I wrote like that, but I wrote like that. And of course, the note is written like this that I claim I found, and then my prompt is written like that, going down to the side. And I'm just staring at him, like not giving him an answer. And he was like, well, we're gonna have to call your mom. We're going to have to call your mom, and she's going to have to come pick you up from juvenile. Y'all, he said juvenile, and I'm like, and y'all, I instantly started crying, y'all, and now I'm crying and lying. Y'all, like, I did not write it. That wasn't me. Y'all, oh my God. He was like, it most definitely was you, but we're going to have to call your mom down here and stuff like that before Officer York escorts you to juvenile. And I'm like, oh my God, like, bruh, I'm finna go to jail. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm going to jail. Me? Y'all, going to jail. Anyway. So, y'all, oh my God, I was so scared at that time. Oh my God. So, Officer York or whatever, he goes and he gets my file and he calls up to the clinic. You go upstairs. You see. Anyway, he goes to my file or whatever, and he gets my mama her work number and stuff like that, y'all. Ooh, child. Y'all, he calls the clinic or whatever, and I would never forget, my mama had she knew those people up in the front, so it was like, oh my goodness, like, so she gets on the phone, like, oh my God, the receptionist goes and gets her, like, I could hear her, the receptionist or whatever. So I'm like, hold on, let's go, let me go get her, let me go get Rita or whatever. Oh my God, y'all. So my mama, y'all, say, Rita Grace, answer that phone, this is Rita. Like, I'm like, oh shit, you have me. Y'all, that made me cry. For some reason, when I heard her pick up that phone and say, this is Rita, I'm like, oh Lord Jesus, I'm finna die. Like, oh my God, y'all, oh my God. And so officer is like, yes, Miss Minton, I'm gonna need you to come down here for Latasha. We have a little situation that has occurred, and we need you here promptly. And she was like, is everything okay? And he was like, for the time being. He was like, but I really need you to hurry as fast as you can to get here or whatever. So Officer York or whatever, he was like, you sit right here. So he goes across where Principal Brown's office is. He was like, and I can hear it, y'all. I'm crying, and oh my God, I am hysterically crying. And I hear Officer York is telling Principal Brown, like, before I transport her, I'm gonna wait for her mom to get here. And Principal Brown was like, oh, well, that's fine as long as she go, because she has to go. Y'all just, oh my God, I felt like a criminal. I felt like, oh my God, like, oh my goodness, y'all. It was just terrible. Like, how he was like, oh, I don't care what you do with her. Like, just know she gotta go. Y'all, and I'm like so scared, because it's like, dang, I'm finna get locked up. Like, what? Like, oh my gosh. Like, so anyway, y'all, Rita Grace, like, oh my God, y'all, she must have been doing 80 and a 60 ticket. Cause bruh, she got there fast. She got there fast. And y'all, when I say, like, when they pointed her towards my direction, yo, all I saw was fury. And I instantly, like when, y'all, oh my God, if I could replay it, like, how she flew up into the office, she was like, you wrote that goddamn note, didn't you? Y'all, and I was so scared. So Officer York, he sees her, whatever. He was like, wait a minute, Miss Benton. Like, my mama, like, slams her kids on his freaking desk or whatever. She was like, you wrote that note, didn't you? And I'm like, flinching back. And he was like, wait a minute, Miss Benton, I can't let you. I can't let you put your hands on her. She was like, listen, I asked this little girl yesterday. Y'all, she's squinting out. Y'all, she's like, I asked her yesterday. She was like, you got me coming out off my job for something that you could have told me that you did yesterday, and we could have handled this different yesterday. And I'm like, hysterically, I didn't. And y'all, I don't know why did I think I could lie to her in her face like that, y'all? I get to trying to tell her I didn't write that note. Y'all, she went to lunch. She went to lunge at me. Y'all, why I didn't fell out? Y'all, I fell out the chair. Come, baby, no ma'am, girl. And she was like, y'all, like, I started saying, I didn't write. And she went like this. And Officer York was like, no. And I fell. Y'all, I fell out of the fucking chair trying to get away. Trying to get away from her. And she was like, I'm gonna beat her ass. She was like, I don't care what you say, I'm gonna beat her ass. She telling y'all, let me describe Officer York. Officer York was a tall guy. Like, he was kind of like how I described my Uncle Big Country in my story time. If you don't know who Big Country is, go back and watch it. He was thick like Big Country, and he was tall, black, and bald headed too. Like, he was a tall guy. He was a tall officer, y'all. So he was like, no. And like, he got a smirk on his face, because it's like, she finna beat your ass. Like, why would you even play with her like this? Like, this ain't no regular mama. Like, she a mama. Like, y'all. So I'm so freaking scared. Like, I done got up, like, and I done stood. I done stood in the corner, because, baby, you ain't finna slap me up in here. You ain't finna beat me up in here. So Officer York calms down the situation. He was like, Miss Benton, he was like, this is a very serious matter. He was like, but how you came in here, I can tell. He was like, and like I told y'all, I promise y'all, all the situations I would have, like, when I would get in big trouble, for some reason, y'all, it will always be a minister, a pastor, a deacon, or somebody church related in the midst of my situation that always looked out. Like, always looked out. It was crazy how it happened. He was like, he's like, I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. He was like, I'm gonna release her to you. He was like, they want me to take her down to juvenile. And so, y'all, that just made my mama more upset. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, oh my God. So he was like, but I'm not going to do that. He was like, I'm going to release her to you. And he was like, I'm going to, I'm going to get the information that you need for her to go to, it was court. It was some kind of like expulsion court or whatever for me to go talk to somebody or whatever and tell them and and you know, plead my case or whatever. He was like, I'm gonna let you know the dates and stuff like that. He was like, but I'm not gonna take her to juvenile. I'm not gonna take her. And so she was like, I sure do appreciate it. Like, you know, I really appreciate you not taking her and stuff like that. She was like, she's not a bad kid or whatever. She just do dumb things. And he was like, I understand. He was like, I could just tell how you came here. He's like, you're not like one of these regular moms or whatever who doesn't care what their child do. Like, he's like, I could tell that you're gonna handle this situation. He was like, because of that, he was like, I'm gonna give her to you. And I'm like, y'all, you know, I'm thankful now, you know, that I'm a adult or whatever, you know, looking back. But baby, as a child, it's nigga, take me with you. Like, don't send me with her. Like she finna knock me out. You see, you didn't have to stop it twice, sir. So, oh, you want me to get knocked out? Oh, you ain't trying to protect me no more? Okay. Like, or whatever. So, y'all, and then like, the notes or whatever is still on the thing. She reads it. She was like, yo, mama. She was like, and then your ass can't spell. You sitting up here threatening people and can't spell. I don't know. Like, oh my God, y'all. She was so upset. She was so upset. Okay, so, y'all, we walking or whatever, out the office or whatever and stuff like that. Officer York is raw. It's like my mama, me, like, you know, I'm walking off to the side because, baby, just in case she got like, I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that. So we walking out or whatever, and y'all, the principal, y'all, he come from his office. He was like, why she not in handcuffs? And so my mama look back, like, she was like, handcuffs? Like, you know, like, the principal was like so serious, like, why she not in handcuffs or whatever. So, y'all, Officer York was like, I'm going to explain to you in a minute what's going on. I'm going to explain to you in a minute. He was like, he's like, let me walk them out. So I see the principal. He's upset about whatever's going on. He not feeling it. He don't like whatever's going on. He didn't like whatever, you know what I mean? He wasn't feeling that, y'all. He wasn't feeling it at all. So he walked me and my mama outside into the car, y'all. I'm still crying because I'm like, oh my God, all of this, y'all, all over the fact that my teacher threw my paper away. And I was like, oh, I was so remorseful. Like, oh my God, all of this trouble I just got into over being upset because my teacher threw my paper away. Oh my God. Anyway, we get to the car and he was like, you know, he kept it real with my mama. He was like, listen, like, he's like, I know you know the vibes, like what they really want to happen. He was like, but I'm not going to do that. He was like, because they want her locked up. He was like, they want her taken into custody. And my mom was like all over the note, like she doesn't plan. She was like, she's a little girl and stuff. He's like, I know it. He was like, but he's like, you already know what color we are. He was like, and this situation, they trying to make an example out of her. And he was like, I'm not going to let that happen. He was like, so you take her and, you know, he gave my mama his card or whatever and stuff like that. And he was like, you just wait for a phone call from me. He was like, if you have any questions, like, he said, call me directly. He was like, don't bring her back up here. You know what I mean? Don't bring her back up here. So, y'all, oh, my God, y'all, oh, my God, the car ride home was horrible. Like, I was so scared. I was so upset. And I could tell my mama was, like, super duper, 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 duper upset. Like, y'all, I think it took, like, no lie, like, fast forward, I think it took her, like, a week to whoop my ass. Like, because she was so upset that happened. But anyway, y'all, Like, so, you know, the time is going by or whatever, and we finally get a court date or whatever, where I get to appeal the fact that I'm being expelled. Like, you come in front of a school board member or whatever, and you get to talk on your behalf and, you know, like, try to get yourself back in school or whatever. So, y'all, the day comes or whatever. It was one of my dad's cousins or whatever coming to try to talk on my behalf, my mom and me. So, y'all, we get to the courthouse or whatever, where they held, well, I don't even think it was a courthouse. I think it was like some kind of meeting room or whatever. So I'm dressed real nice, and my mom, she already been prepping me. It was like, Tasha, I don't want you to have no attitude. I don't want you to be rolling your eyes. I don't want you to be defensive. Like, I want you to take accountability for what you did. She was like, because what you did was very stupid for something that didn't mean that much. It wasn't that serious for what you did. What you did it didn't fit, you know, and I want you to be apologetic. And she was like, we're gonna really try to get you into school, because there's no reason for you to miss the whole rest of the year of school, right? So, y'all, we sitting there, and I'm cool. Like, I really did plan on, like, going in there and saying that I was sorry and I apologize or whatever for the whole situation. I was ready to talk to Miss McCutcheon. I was ready to say my bad. Like, I was ready to say my bad. So, anyway, y'all, so we get there. Or whatever, and I'm sitting there, and it's another little black boy who was getting expelled. Like, y'all, it was just a somber time. Like, bro, that's some stuff, man. So, and then who come walking into the room, like into the area or whatever. Mr. Brown boxed it. Y'all, he really had a box head. He had a perfectly square head. Like, it was ridiculous with red hair at top. Like, what? Like, and he was like, he walks over where I am. He was like, oh, you're dressed pretty. I wanted to say, and the click you claim, like, I wanted to get into it with him so bad. Because don't tell me I look cute. Nigga, you expelled me. I wasn't too cute not to expel. Ooh, bro. Ooh, man. Like, ooh. Anyway. So, y'all, this is the kicker part. Like, oh my God, y'all. So we get into this meeting or whatever with this old short hair. And I wish I did remember her name. For some reason, I can't remember her name. Baby girl was so rude to me, and it felt, when I say it was nonsense, let me tell y'all. So we get into the meeting or whatever. We're sitting down. It's me. It's my dad's cousin. It's my mom. It's the principal, and it's the school board member or whatever. This lady, like, she black with blonde short hair, long fingernails, like, and she just looked uninterested. Like, she looked like she already made up her mind on what she was gonna say anyway. Like, it really felt pointless. So we get there or whatever, and the principal Brown, he started, spreading out his case like, we can't tolerate a student threatening the teacher or whatever, and I feel like expulsion is the best, remedy or whatever to handle this situation, stuff like that. So my mom or whatever, she started talking on my behalf or whatever, and then my dad's cousin was like, I think expulsion is kind of extreme. I think alternative school would be the best bet or whatever. And he was like, Tasha, is there, and my dad's cousin or whatever was like, Tasha, is there something you want to say? And before I could even really get it out, y'all, and the lady was still on what he said about sending me to alternative school. She was like, alternative school is not an option. Really, like, it's expulsion. Like, that's just what it's gonna be. So, y'all, my mama or whatever, she was like, so, y'all, I ain't gonna lie, she got fly with her, because it's like, if you already knew that, what you call us down here for? If you know you weren't gonna give her a fighting chance to say anything or do anything, like that, what was the point? She was like, so my mom was like, well, if that's the case, if you already knew that you were going to expel her, she was like, and not give her a chance to appeal it like this is supposed to be, she was like, what's the point? What really is the point? Or whatever. And she was like, we can't tolerate that. That's not alternative school. It's not for children who threaten the lives of our teacher and our staff. And like I said, as an adult, I understand that. But y'all, I was 6 I was in the 6th grade and I weighed like probably like 90 pounds soaking wet. Like, all that stuff I wrote was most definitely not going to be done. Like, it was not going to be, it was a stupid decision on my part, but the extreme effects from it, like, oh my God, y'all, it was just so much. So it's like, y'all, after my mom heard that from her, she was like, Tasha, let's go. Like, it wasn't even no, and the lady was like, well, we need to fill out a paperwork. My mom was like, I'm not filling out anything. She's expelled, right? Don't worry about it. And and I wanted to say, yeah, like, like, oh my God, y'all. But that lady was so rude and so uninterested. And this is just a little side note. Like, that's why I'm so passionate of not treating kids like on their mistakes, like not labeling them like forever what they are and what they're going to be, like not handling it like as a one size fit all. Like, I really felt like I could have went to alternative school because I already was feeling remorseful for everything that happened. I felt like they just put me in a lineup with everybody else and didn't treat me as an individual. They treated me like how they would treat any other young black little girl who did it. Like, really, and it's a reason why I'm saying this, y'all. It's not like, oh, you're trying to go racial. No, like, just wait till I tell y'all. Anyway, so we get done or whatever. So, and my mom, like, I felt so bad because for my mom, I really felt like she felt defeated. Like, oh my God, like, I know, like, my child is not that bad, but it's like, you're expelled. Like, it's nothing else for me to do for you. Like, you know, it's nothing else. So it's like, I felt so bad for making her feel, you know, like she couldn't help me, like she couldn't do anything, like she was helpless. I didn't like that or whatever. So afterwards we go home or whatever. She's talking to my dad on the phone, and like, I ain't gonna lie, my daddy, like, he's such a mellow guy. Like, even though, you know, my daddy can be ghetto, like, but I love that guy, man, because it's like, he was like, it's fine. He was like, it's okay, like, we ain't worried about it. Like, he was like, she ain't that bad, she'll just stay home, Reed, like, don't worry about it. And, you know, like, don't, like, he didn't make it a big deal. Like, he didn't like condemn me, like make me feel worse about what happened. He did. And even like after my mom whooped my ass, like, she didn't either. She didn't like continue to like drive it on like, oh, you got expelled, oh, you got expelled, shame on you. Like, she didn't do that. And like, I really appreciated that, like, because I already felt bad. Anyway, y'all, so y'all so after all of that or whatever, my mom ends up getting in contact with Mr. York, and, you know, he's asking like about progress and stuff like that. And, you know, my mom told her like, yeah, that's it. Like, the I wouldn't say that lady was a superintendent, but the board member already had her mind made up that, yeah, she was expelled. Like, it was really a waste of time. So Officer York, like I said, he was a pastor or whatever, and he invited my mom and me to a service one day, you know, and he, like, you know, called me up to the front. Back then I was embarrassed because, like, bro, why you letting everybody know that I'm a child that need prayer? Yeah. But it's like, it was good. Like, you know, he prayed over me and stuff like that, and he was like, and he really talked to me. He was like, I just want you to know, don't waste this opportunity that I gave you. And he was like, you were supposed to be in juvenile, you were supposed to have a record, you were supposed to, he was like, so even though you're still expelled, just know God still show favor in your situation. And y'all, that have resonated with me so deeply, because I promise y'all, through all the rest of these story times, when it comes with me and my mama when I was younger, I'm telling you, it was somebody always in the midst that was connected to God. It was crazy. It was really, really crazy on my behalf, and I really appreciated that. Like, it, like, it was always in the mix. And it's crazy how everything, no matter what I did, some way, somehow, God's grace and mercy really, really, like, was in the mix of my situation, y'all. So, like, after all of that or whatever, you know, I was expelled. But this is why I say, like, I'm not trying to pull a race card, y'all. Literally, like, probably like a month after me being expelled, they had like 3 little white girls, like, they wrote a whole book threatening, like, a couple of students and a couple of staff members and saying that, like, just as much as what I was saying, they had bomb threats in their book and stuff like that, and they did not get expelled. Those 3 little white girls did not get expelled. They did not get expelled. They were able to go to school. Like, it was crazy. Like, not like they didn't get expelled, but I got expelled. Like, it was crazy how, and you know, that was another lesson for my mama also to tell me, like, they ain't gonna treat you the same all the time. Like, what you doing, what somebody else that got a lighter complexion than you or a different race from you may be different than what your outcome is. Their outcome, it may be different from yours. Like, and that was true. And that's why when I was an adult, I wanted to so bad, because, you know, I wanted criminal justice to be my major, because, like, having Officer York see me for me and not a typical black girl, or, oh, this is a child, you know, come from a ghetto part of the neighborhood and stuff like that, like, you know, treat her like how we would treat the rest. Like, I just appreciated that. And I most definitely, as I go on through school and try, and, you know, I'm not even gonna say try, when I become a social worker, that's gonna be my goal, is to be that light that I had when I was in a tough situation. To be that person that still believed in, you know, to be that person that still believes in a child, even though they're going through a tough time in a tough situation. And because you need that light. You need that light to pull you through. Don't get me wrong. You tell them that, yo, that was a bad decision, but you still uplift them all in the same time. So after that, y'all, you know, I was expelled for the whole year, y'all. I felt like Cinderella, baby. I was cleaning. And how I was cleaning when it was just me and my baby sister child, I felt like my mama was probably, she was finding things for me to do or whatever, y'all. Really finding things for me to do, like, oh my God, y'all. So, then the following year, after I was expelled or whatever, so they get to calling around, like, school get to calling around to see, like, like, where I was, like, when I was coming back, y'all, and they called my daddy. My daddy, that's why I say, that's my nigga, man. Like, they called my daddy, or whatever. It's like, when is she coming back? Like, you know, school is starting soon or whatever, and it's like, is coming back? And my daddy was like, she ain't coming to y'all mother school no more. Don't call my name phone. Didn't y'all expel my baby? Like, oh my God. And y'all, that's when we end up moving back to my mom's home state or whatever after that or whatever. Y'all, that was a very tough time. Like, oh my God, y'all. But it's like I made it through, and I ain't gonna lie, as a kid, that's why I say, man, yo, like, your kids, like, stuff like that in school, you know, you be like, oh, it's not that serious. Like, say, that's when you get older, you see how it's not that important and stuff like that. But in the midst of that stuff hits hard, y'all. It hits hard for real. And I'm gonna give y'all a little tidbit, like, in my, you know, a little short little something for when my mom ends up seeing Mr. McCutcheon and Principal Brown or whatever in a different one, because I feel like this is kind of long or whatever. But, you know, until next time, y'all, oh my gosh, y'all, this is a story time when I was expelled, child. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And like I said, leave a comment and talk to me. You share this story with your people, stamp, and share with your babies or whatever, whoever's going through a hard time or whatever, and let them know it don't last always. In the midst of it, it's a lot. It's a lot. I'm here with you. I understand. Like, baby, that was a lot. But just know it gets better as you go on. All right? Okay, y'all. Until next time. Peace.